Everyone, this is Erin from Lady Bee Collective, and welcome to my YouTube channel. So today's topic is going to be on kindness, and I wanted to talk a little bit more about kindness to ourselves and how we can choose kindness over other emotions that we might be feeling. So I figured that kindness is just one of those things that I think we all strive to want to be, and especially I thought is more relevant again during COVID, during the holidays, and just again being kind. And I know it's one of those things that there's kind of a stigma uh, about talking about not being kind. I think a lot of people don't want to admit that we're not always kind to ourselves and to others, and we don't always choose that, right? I mean, we're human and we feel a lot of emotions, and sometimes we've been kind and it's backfired, right? We've learned that we should be kind, and over the years maybe people took advantage of that and we don't realize, but it hardened us a little bit. And so when we had the option to choose kindness, we don't always do that. I know for me too, just dealing with stuff from my past and maybe stuff that I wasn't over, I think sometimes I'd be triggered, and I would also kind of have that anxiety, right? Like I could feel it building, and I don't know whatever situation it would be. Maybe it was kind of subconsciously, I didn't know I was getting irritated, or I just kind of didn't want to respond in maybe a kind manner. And we all know that if we have nothing nice to say, don't say it, always be kind, just all those sayings. And I think that the majority of us want to be kind, and we try to be kind, and we can be kind. But there's moments from, just our past trauma, experiences we haven't dealt with, that trigger a response where we're not always kind, right? Like we maybe didn't have to say what we said, whether we're right, whether we have a point, we just get snippy and we get aggravated, and we let our own stuff that we haven't dealt with, our own emotions, we just put onto others. And a lot of times we give ourselves the excuse of just, I'm sick of being kind, or they didn't deserve that, or I was right and I couldn't take it anymore. And I think at some point we can always make excuses. We always have ways to explain why we're unkind. But I think deep down, even when you think somebody's being unkind, they feel it. A lot of times they do feel bad for it. They feel the guilt and the shame, but they don't want to feel it so much, so they make excuses. So it looks like they're never wrong, right? Those people that they're just never wrong. They never apologize. And it makes you kind of think like that's not really good. That's not really kind. And I think the whole point of this is just showing that we should always try to show kindness, but even when we're not shown it, I think to realize that in certain places, in certain times and people, that they do mean to be kind, and there's a lot more to it. And so I think in return, we don't have to fight back, right? We don't have to keep going at it. And I just want to disclaim this with saying that doesn't give people the right to be mean, or an excuse to be mean and saying, well, they're unkind and I'm going to give all these reasons why they're not. It's just the concept of knowing that there's a lot going on with people. There's a lot of different perspectives you could take. And I think if you take the one of understanding a little bit, or just seeing where they're coming from, even if you don't agree, even if it's wrong, and try to come from that point of view, from a loving, kind point of view, I think you're doing them so much service for that. And I think yourself, and I think you're just promoting positive habits, and you're kind of leading by example, as opposed to, I know what I've done is try to kind of tell people how to act or tell people how to be kind. But within that, I wasn't being that kind. I meant to be kind, but it wasn't coming across that. So I think by just leading by example, and anytime you can try to choose kindness, we should try to just take a step back and know that there's probably more going on, and try to choose kindness. That's not always going to happen. That's not always the case. But I think when I've tried to do it from that perspective, it's just made life a lot happier, right? It just made it more peaceful. It just made me see more light than darkness. And that's a choice that we have. And so I just thought that talking about choosing that, just like choosing love or choosing anything else, we kind of change our lens that we see things through. And I think that could be really helpful because, again, like I've said, all we really have is our perspective. So I wanted to discuss that a little bit in terms of kindness, and as well as the very, very important, especially now that it's on Sundays, you know how much, I said that really weird, Sundays, how much self-care and Sunday and just every day, but being kind to ourselves. If you're anything like me, I'm not always kind to myself. And I think a lot of people aren't. And it's weird because, well, it's kind of ironic because I think sometimes when I'm unkind to others, or I can come across that way, I think I don't realize that they're probably really hard on themselves. And they're really probably feeling, like I said earlier in this video, that they're really already feeling like either that shame or that guilt or just not feeling great about themselves. Because I've been there, and I still have those days. We all have those days that we're just not kind to ourselves, whether it's about our lives, our careers, our bodies, what we say, what we look like. There's just so many times that we don't talk nicely to ourselves. And I know that we hear it all the time and that we should do that, but in the moment it's really hard. Like when I'm having a bad day, I'm just really tough on myself. And even if I don't say bad things, I don't treat myself probably how I should. And a lot of times I think people revert back to how they used to be. And I think thinking like it's okay to not have the greatest day. It's okay to not feel the greatest about yourself. But remember to always like yourself. You don't always have to love everything you're doing and love yourself. You can always want to grow and be better. But make sure to still like yourself and still give yourself on those days and in those moments some love and some kindness. Just show yourself a little kindness, even if it's something really simple you do it for you. You know, like I used to just not want to like take care of myself on that day. Like not talk great to myself. And like I said, if you don't feel comfortable saying positive things to yourself, then do a little positive thing for yourself. Even if it's just make yourself a nice meal, you know, hydrate yourself, just splash some water on your face or just wash your face, you know, like change into something clean or comfortable. I mean, these are just on the basic levels of days when you're not feeling yourself and you're not feeling great. Those are things you don't normally want to do, right? Like just basic care kind of goes down the tube and you feel bad. And if you just make a promise to do one of those things, I think again, there's that snowball effect where that'll make you feel better. And then maybe something else next time will make you feel better, or it'll get you kind of remembering that you're trying the best you can and you're doing the best you can. And you never deserve to not be unkind to you. There's a lot of things that aren't kind in life and that is hard enough. And you're the one person you're going to be with for the rest of your life. That's a guarantee. Everything else isn't. So starting to show kindness within you, like getting that perspective as well, showing yourself kindness, getting in that habit, you'll also see that all of a sudden you're being a little softer and kinder to others where maybe you weren't. Again, I think it always starts with ourselves. It's really hard to be kind to ourselves. And that's really sad to say, but it's the truth. And we're constantly comparing ourselves. We're constantly saying we could be something better. We're constantly thinking about where we messed up in our past or how we should have taken this road. And we get caught up in that a lot, even if you're not always consciously aware of that. And that's why sometimes if you're wondering why you're falling back into patterns, it's because you're starting to not be consistently kind to you and show yourself the respect that you deserve. And that is kind of where it stems from. So that's about it for today. I just thought we would talk a little bit about kindness. So I hope you enjoyed this. Like usual, I hope you got something from this. So please like, subscribe, comment, let me know what you think about it. Let me know what you want to hear. I hope you're having a great Sunday. I hope you're being kind to yourself. I hope you're doing kind things for others if you can. Again, like always, go to my Instagram page, follow my podcast. Most of my stuff besides Instagram is on ladybcollective.com. There's so many good things on there. And like I said, I'm so open to talking about whatever subjects you want to. I'm also going to put up a post about helping others, and I'm going to be writing letters. So if you or somebody you know would like a letter, if you just need a pick-me-up, or you just want to hear from me or just have some positive affirmations, I'm going to do that. So just DM me on Facebook or Instagram. You can always email me at info@ladybcollective.com. And in the meantime, just go to Instagram or Facebook and you can see my posts and my stories, and really check out my website, because I think that there's opportunities in different areas that might be helpful to you, and maybe, you never know, we can collaborate on something, or you might have a really great idea or just want to be a part of Lady Be Collective. So yes, I think that's it. Oh, besides you are enough, you are capable, and you are worthy, and don't ever forget that. So have a great rest of your Sunday, and I will talk to you next week. Bye.